Hey, what's up? This is Curtis from Midwest DBS, and I'm doing another deck profile. This week at our locals, I got first place with this hot sauce, Demigra. I've always wanted to play Demigra, so I figured I'd just give it a try out. And this build is actually a pretty aggressive build, and when the new set, the Gogeta and Broly decks come out, there's a new Demigra card that you can get that's going to make it even better. So, go over it real quick. When he attacks a leader card, basically you burst the top three of your deck. If they're all black, you can draw a card. It awakens. The way it awakens is if you're at 4 or less life, you can awaken, you flip it over, and you can stand back 2 energy. On the reverse side, it's got to activate main once per turn. You can pick 3 black cards in your warp and then place them back to your drop. Then also when he attacks, you can draw 1 card. And the good part of this card is it has Wormhole, which allows you to activate Overrealm or Dark Overrealm up to twice per turn. So it kind of breaks the game rules. Go over 1-drops real quick. I played 3 Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan. This card is just generically good. It can help you self-awaken. It can apply pressure when you take your life. Also, if your opponent plays a battle card using a non-keyword skill that's 15,000 power or less, they have to drop 2 cards from their hand. So it's kind of chain Zeno protection in a way. Next card. This is really just 1 drop to take a life. And the reason why it's in there is just because, main reason being is it just takes a life. You don't have to swing to take a life. So he just comes into play, and you just get to take a life for him coming into play. And there are certain niche situations where I guess if your opponent has 12 or more cards, and you play it, then you can make them go down to 12 cards. Next up, Supreme Kai, Time Disruptor. All night, my deck's been pretty aggressive, so I will probably cut this. I think I only used it once, but I thought it was necessary in case you run into a really against another aggro deck and you don't draw your aggro hand, and then you need something to be defensive, but so it possibly might get cut. But right now it's in there. And it's just a good counterplay that shuts down your opponent's attacks with 2 or less, and then it draws a card so it replaces itself. Next, what really made the deck tick really well was the Skilless engine. So the Skilless engine, a lot of times I was looking for this to be my turn 1 play more times than not. I wanted it to be my turn 1 play. It allows you to search your deck for a 4-star ball or bring 1 back from your drop. You just got to be careful with your overrealms to make sure you don't overrealm your 4-star ball. You can also tap 2 to bring out a vanilla card from your drop area of your deck and bring it into play. Next, I ran 3 4-star balls, and 3 4-star balls seemed to be perfect, really. I was always able to get him with my Kid Goku, and just creates a hand advantage. Basically, you just get basically Kid Goku replaces itself by grabbing 4-star ball and gives you just combo power every turn. So you can combo it and then bring it back. Next, the Skilless engine was 4 of these trunks. For these trunks, you need something to search up with your Kid Goku, and it's a 20k beater, so it can apply pressure. So a lot of times on turn 2, I was searching up this, or I played this as a 1-of. Even though it's green, I played 2 colored cards, and I can tell you from just playing last night, I never hit one of these with my Demigra active, so my Demigra is always drawing. Because a lot of times you can just search this out with your Kid Goku, and then it just gives you less likely chance of finding it on your Demigra. So this is the first one you want to try to search out and bring out. And it's huge. It's 30k, it's big. Next is Gravy. Gravy's in there. There are situations where you might have to overwhelm a 4-star ball. And Gravy is one of the cards, or you might have to, burst a Kid Goku and have to put it in the overwhelm. So it's in there because it can put cards back into your drop. And then this deck also runs Power Burst. There are situations where you do this to put cards back in your drop just to get them back with Power Burst. I ran 3 of these. I would run 4, but when these cards spiked in price, I sold one, and I haven't gone to a super competitive event. So if I was going to a super competitive event and playing this deck, I would definitely bump this up to 4. But just for our locals, I had 3. This basically essentially allows you to draw 2 cards per turn, 1 off your leader, and then his ability, which allows you to put cards from your warp back onto the bottom of your deck and then draw a card. My other color card was Hidden Power, E Supreme Kai. Just good at giving double strike. A lot of times this was going in on one of my vanillas generally, because you can just pump a 10 with the 4-star, pump an additional 10 with and give it double strike. So just remember, you have to announce that you're doing double strike with this card. With Champa, you don't. Overall package real quick is Time Choice Supreme Kai. It's really good because it doesn't cost you energy. So a lot of times on turn 2, when you're fetching out of vanilla, you're also doing this because it doesn't cost you anything. So then you're swinging with your leader, a vanilla card, and this card. And this allows you to look at the top 3, and you can take a battle card from among them and put it into your hand. And you have to reveal because it has to be a battle card. Time Patrol Trunks, same situation. Just good card, allows you to apply pressure. But this one lets you look at your top 2, and you can pick any card. So I only run 2 of these because I only run 2 extra cards, so it's not as important. Because generally just grabbing battle cards. Well, no, I'm running 4 Power Bursts and 3 Dragon Balls. But a lot of times your Goku can find your Dragon Ball, so this is less relevant than this. So I'd probably actually bump that up to 4, and maybe this to 1. I don't know. Or I'd bump this up. Same story. That allows you to draw 2 and send 1 to your warp. So it's just more free overwhelm that lets you see more cards. Just a 1 of these. This allows you to help Self-Awaken. And it's also an overwhelm, so when times you're getting stuck trying to get Self-Awaken, it allows you to take cards from your life. I run 6 Self-Awakeners altogether. He's the 6th one. I kind of run Blackman Sand and Fu. It's a 2-2 split because I wasn't for sure what I would need more of. Blackman Sand came in clutch against King Vegeta deck, and against most other decks, this was really good last night. You can just remove basically any card that doesn't have barrier. And they both have double strike. Run the new Mera. It's like Scientist Fu, but it's 5k bigger. It has a double strike. And the other difference is you only get to draw 1 card, but you get to switch energy back to active mode to your opponent's next main phase. So if you have to be defensive, it gives you energy to be defensive. 3 of these because I wanted to see this on turn 4 every game. Generally, that's when I was trying to close out the game. Apply a lot of pressure early. And on turn 4, you're wanting to, turn 4 or 5, you're trying to close out a game because you could overwhelm this and overwhelm another card, because by that time you're double overwhelming. So on turn 5, you could play this in one of your bigger overwhelms that cost 1, or on turn 4 you could play this and also overwhelm one of the free 3-drop overwhelms. And generally with the 30k beaters, and then applying pressure with this, that's when you were doing it, and you also were wanting to hold your Awaken till that turn, so you can even have more energy to spam more attackers. Last but not least is the super combo. If you're playing an overwhelm deck, this is the super combo you run. Sends you 5 cards in your warp. It's live, and it's a super combo. Extra cards, Power Burst, 4 of, because I believe in negates, at least some form of negates in almost every deck, so that was the negates. So overall, round 1, I played King Vegeta. I was able to Dark Mass Saiyan, the 5-drop overwhelm one, and I was able to clear 3 cards off his board that turn, and basically he couldn't come back from that, and I won. I'm trying to think the order of rounds. Round 2, I played Shinron Reanimator. I was on the draw. I was able to just basically get him down to 1 life really quick, and once he's at 1 life, he can't do much with his Gojitas or Kaiokens. They're kind of worthless at that point. So I took that one. Round 3, I played against Blue-Yellow Zamasu, and I kind of got lucky. He kind of got the SCR out at one point, but I was able to survive that because I had 2 cards in hand. One was a Power Burst, one was a Super combo. And then after I Power Burst that, he attacked with the battle card. I was at 4 life. I took a life. He attacked with another battle card. I took another life, so I was up to 2 super combos in my hand at that point. Another card, so he had 1 more attack, and I was able to out combo it. And then on my turn, I was able to kill him with Food the Dark Banisher. And then my final round, I played against Michael. He's running Namekians. I was on the play, I believe. I can't remember his player draw, but I was able to aggro him down pretty quick and take a lot of his life. And at one point, I was able to... I forget how it went, but I was able to get like a Food the Dark Banisher, and basically I was able to, like, on turn 4 or 5, double Overwhelm. And Food the Dark Banisher was on the board, and something else nasty just closed out the game. So that's it. Thanks.